Hello Kraft team, in this video I'll show you how to make this beautiful Gele wire head wrap that you can use in styling multiple designs. Watch to the end and you get to see how I styled 4 different designs with this Gele wire head wrap. You don't want to miss out. If you're new here, you're highly welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. I am Ibiwari. Let's get crafting. For our project today, we'll be needing some items to work with. So we'll be needing our Gele fabric to work with. Then I have this multicolored beautiful Gele. You can use any Gele of your choice. Then we'll need jewelry wire. I use 0.50 mm of jewelry wire. I need our scissors, our thread, our tape, and a plier. That's all we'll be needing for this design. Now for the measurement of my Gele, I use like the full length of my tape. You know, for the full length of the tape is 60 inches. Like the stretch of the tape, that is what I use, the measurement I used. Now you can play around with your measurements. You can reduce the length of your measurement, but I prefer to work with this measurement because it gives you room when you want to style the design. For the width, I used about 15 inches. The width is about 15 inches. Then the length is the full length of my tape. So even the width, you can reduce it as you prefer, but for the length, I chose that length because I want something I can manipulate and work with and create lots of designs with it. So if you prefer a shorter length, go for a shorter length. If you want a longer length, go for a longer length. So you can see here the full length of my tape. That is what I used for my measurement, the length of my Gele. Play around with your measurement as you prefer. So now my Gele has the good and the bad side. So to start off with, I'll fold it on the good side. That is, now the good side is inside and the bad side is facing me. I'll now fold it in half and sew from one edge till the length of from the width till the length. Then at the middle, somewhere around the middle, I'll leave 2 inches opening. Then sew from this edge to somewhere around the middle, 2 inches opening. Now I'll go to the other edge again, sew from the width. I'll do the same thing, sew from the width till the length where I'll meet the opening that will make up 2 inches. I will now stop there. This is to enable us turn our fabric to the good side when we are done. So I'm done sewing with my sewing machine from one edge to the middle, then the other edge to the middle, leaving 2 inches opening. Look at my opening. So from this opening, I'll turn my fabric inside out to the good side. So before I turn my fabric inside out, I'll just nudge the edges. This is to enable it sit well when I turn it around. It enables the edges to sit well and I'll not have this puffiness around the edges. So I'll nudge all 4 sides of my folded Gele fabric. So I'll just nudge all 4 sides of my Gele with my scissors, just a little bit, not to cut off where you've sewn, just a tiny weeny bit, and just cut it off. Then I'll go ahead to turn it out to the good side through that 2 inches opening we left out. So I'll go ahead to turn it out. If you've watched up to this point and you've not joined the craft team, what are you waiting for? Click on the subscribe button now to join the craft team for more headwear tutorials, fashion accessories, DIYs, millinery tips, and many more to come on this channel. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to be notified when new video drops. And please like this video if you find this content useful, so it helps you to push out my videos, and also share these videos for some other persons that will benefit from it. So I'll go ahead to use my scissors to push out the edges to give it a fine smooth slap around all the edges. You can use any other sharp something that you can use to push it out, but I did it with my scissors. My scissors came in handy for this. So I'll just go ahead to use my scissors to pull all the sides out, all the curved sides. I will go ahead with my scissors to push them out and give it a good lap. So we are moving to 1K milestones. Kindly subscribe and share and tell people about the things that is happening on this channel, so they will come to this channel, subscribe, and also benefit from the videos on this channel. We are about hitting 1K subscribers. Please push out this video, push out my channel, and let's hit that milestone. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for all your support. So if you don't have iron ready for you to use, this is a technique you can use to smoothen out your edges. Just use my hands with my thumb and my index finger to be doing a roll, like rolling it. It smooths out the edges for you. A quick tip for you here: it smooths out the edges if you don't have iron ready for you to use, but you can go ahead to use your iron to iron the edges out. And with this design, you can use any other fabric to try it out and see how the outcome will be. So now that opening we left, we still have a use for it. So I'll go ahead to put my jewelry wire. Now after you folded your fabric, you've sewn it, you turn it out, you can go ahead to measure it again and be sure of the exact length. Now for my jewelry wire, I used 3 together. Like the full length of the jewelry wire, I measured it 3 times and twisted it together to have one bulk. Now what you have to keep in mind is when you're twisting, it reduces the length of your wire. So when you're measuring your wire, take note of this. As you're twisting, it will reduce the length of your wire. At first, I put my wire only on one edge. I really didn't like the effect. It was not giving me what I really wanted. So I went ahead. That's why you can see this edge is already sewn, but I'll still tell you about how you do it. But so I went ahead to put my wire on both edges. So now this is where the footage where I was putting the wire on the other end, that is the closed end of this my Gele fabric. So after putting the wire on one side of the opening, when you're done and it gets to the edge, you take the other edge of your wire and put it on the other side. Like if you start with the left, put the edge of your wire till you get to the end of the left side of your edge. When you're done, you take the other edge of the wire, insert it towards the right side of the edge, and when you put it to the edge, all gets into your fabric. Then you now smoothing it out and ensure it's at the tip. That is where you want it to be, at the tip, the edge of your fabric. That is where you want it to be. So I tripled the wire because I wanted it to have weight. So you can try out with one jewelry wire, that is one length of your fabric, but I decided to use 3 and twist them together to have like one bulk. But I find out that this gave me like what I really wanted. It added structure to this my Gele wire head wrap. So when I'm done and I'm sure that it's at the edge, I will now sew like 1/2 inch to case it. It will form like a casing so that my wire does not move about. So I just sew like 1/2 inch down the length of my fabric, 1/2 inch down the length of my Gele. Then for the other edge, I'll do the same thing. I'll pass in my wire, then sew 1/2 inch down the edge of the fabric. the same thing, just sew down the edge before I wire it. Like that place where we have the opening, I did not insert my wire first. I first of all sewed half an inch down the length. When I'm done sewing half an inch down the length, that is when I will insert my wire. Here I went ahead to measure the length of my fabric to ensure the exact length I will need for my jewelry wire to cut out. So for this other edge, instead of 3, I doubled my jewelry wire. Take note that the other edge where we have the closing that is closed, I used 3 jewelry wire that I twisted to make a bulk one out of it. But for this other edge where we have the opening, I used 2. You can go ahead to use 3, to use 2, twist it together, or even make it 4, twist it together. It depends the structure you are going for. So you just go ahead to manipulate your wire with your fabric. So after I'm done, I'll insert the same way I inserted the first one. This is how I insert the second one. You know, this other edge where we have our 2 inches opening, I sewed my half an inch first before inserting my wire so that it doesn't fall into my fabric. So you can see when we are done, I will now close the 2 inches opening. I will sew and close the 2 inches opening. So here it's time to design our Gele headwrap. We are done with the Gele headwrap. Time to design it. So I'll just go ahead, first of all, make my first secure a first tie, then go ahead the second time, tie it again. Now with these designs, like, you can go creative because of the wire you have. It tends to hold the shape. You don't need any pin at all in creating this design. So you can see how I just folded on itself, twist it around, and just tuck it into one of the folds. It just stays that way. Like, is this magic or what? It just stays that way. So you can go creative and create as many styles as you like. So I'll just go ahead and twist it again and tuck it in. Then all I need to do is arrange it, and I have a beautiful design, like, ready to go, ready to rock. Now if you want it like Auto Gele, you created your design, you can go ahead to stitch it with needle and thread and keep it in place. It will hold that shape. But why limit this design, this multiple designing Gele wire head wrap to one style, when you can just style it and restyle it and keep changing your style? So let's go for style 2. So for style 2, I'll still go ahead with the same thing. Give it a front knot. Give it a front knot first. Secure it. Then I'll just secure another knot again. I'll just secure another knot. But this time around, I will not bring it out. I'll just secure it and tie it. Then I'll not pull it out of the knot completely, so you just have a puffiness. Now I'll go ahead to arrange my puff. So I'll just go ahead to arrange my puff. Watch closely, you'll see and catch up with all the designs. I'll just go ahead and arrange my puff. For the other end, now I'll just fold it to have the puff already. I'll just fold it in 2 now to give me that puff. Then I'll pass it through that knot I made, the second knot I made that got the puff on this other side. Now while I'm passing it through, I'll not pass it with the tip. Just see what I did. I passed it with the body of that fold I already made, not with the tip. So I'll just pass it without the fold I made, the body of the fold. As I'm passing it through, it comes out with a puff. Now all I need to do is to arrange this my smaller puff to just give it a design with the bigger puff. So it comes out on this other side a smaller puff because I did not pass it with the tip. If you pass it with the tip, you won't get this puff. But you can also pass it with the tip and get like a fan stuff in that front, that is completely fine and up to you. So now I'll just go ahead and arrange my puff. The good thing about this design is you can play with it however you want. That's just the good thing about this head wrap. Play with it, be creative with it however you want. If you're yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button. Like I said, we are going towards a 1K milestone. Be part of the story, be part of the journey. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 1K subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. So I'll just go ahead to arrange and keep arranging all the designs and ensure my puff is the way I want it. Now for this design, this one, the second design, you can leave it as a front puff for yourself, or you can just take it to the side and have your puff on the side. See how lovely it is. See how lovely it is. So you can just take it to the side if you like it on your side, or you can still take it back to a front puff, all to your preference. It's just limitless and you look good in both ways. In both ways, you look good and you slay that outfit. So you can just take it back to the front if that is what you prefer. So we are done with our second design and it's looking stunning. Like, I can't make a choice which one I love more. I just keep loving the designs as they come. On to our third design. Let's start our third design. Look at how the back is of the second design. You can also give it a pleat. You can pleat the back to give it another look, all to your own call. You can just pleat, give the back a little bit of pleat and give it another look. Now to our third design, I'll start from the front. Now pleat the front, just about 4 pleats. You can pleat as much as you want. That is if you make your width bigger. If you increase the size of your width, the measurement of your width, it will enable you have more pleats. So I'll just go ahead to give it a little bit of pleat. I've made about 3-4 pleats for this design, the front. After I made my pleat, I'll now take it to the back. To the back, I'll now make a knot and secure my headwear. Just go ahead to make a knot and secure it. You can watch closely and follow as many times as you want so that you get it correctly. Now I'll just go ahead to twist and make another design again, make another knot again before I start twisting it around that knot I made. Now, because of the wire inside, the jewelry wire, you can manipulate it however you want. So I'll just go around it, my knot, and twist my gele round that knot. Here in this designer, you can add little pleats to it. You can add little pleats to it. So I'll just twist around and tuck it in. Once I get to the edge, I'll tuck it in. Then I'll go again with the other length of my fabric gele and twist it round it again and tuck it in, and you're good to go. As you can see, we've made 3 designs and no pin was used for it. I didn't use any pin for any of the design. This is giving a killer look. This is beautiful. It is beautiful. Like, you're ready to slay any day, anytime. One head wrap, multiple styles. You keep taking, like, bringing your A game to any event. This is the front look of the design. Then the back is giving us stylish, like stylishness to the core. For our 4th design, now for the length of my fabric, I didn't place it in the middle. One length is longer than the other one. That is how I went for this design. One length is longer than the other one. So while you're like this one too, you can pleat it. You can pleat it before you make your knot. can go ahead to pleat it before you make your knot for this design. So I'll just secure my first knot. When I secure my first knot, I'll go again with the second knot. Now for the second knot, as I'm going for the second knot, I'll just pass it through, make sure my knot is well secured. Then I'll now go again for my third knot. Now the third knot is where the design comes in. So the third knot, I'll go with the longer length of the gele. You know, I told you I didn't place it at the middle. So now is the longer length of the gele I'm going with for the third knot. Now as I'm passing it through, I won't pass it all through the knot, my loop. I won't pass it through all the loop. I'll just go ahead and pass it halfway through and form a puff for it. When I form a puff, then the other one, I'll just go ahead and make adjustments to get a fan, like a fan shape for it. Or you can go ahead to pleat it too as you want. You can go ahead to pleat it however you want. So I just made a puff on the other side. Now this is where I want to play with the remaining length of my fabric. I'll just go ahead to fold it, however, bend it however, twist it however I want. So see what I'm trying to do. I'm just playing with it. Like all these things I'm doing, I'm just playing with the designs. Just let your creativity shine through. Play with the designs as you want. Just go ahead to play with the designs as you want. And this is what I was doing with this last design, going around playing with it, form, twist, bend, just getting creative with it. So when I'm done with the first one, I'll go with for the back one, the same thing. Just play around how I want the shapes to be. Just keep playing around till I get the perfect look I want. So here you have it, your 4 designs. If you love these designs, I want to see your comment. Leave me a comment in the comment section. Follow us on Instagram and tag us at If It's Fine Crafties. Also, you can follow us on our Facebook community page, our group page, If It's Fine Crafties Connect. Also follow us on our Facebook page at If It's Fine Crafties. Tag us to your designs and let's showcase it with you. Tag us on Instagram, let's showcase your designs with you. So I'll just still playing with it with all the things I am doing. So as you can see, and like I always say, whatever you can think, you can create. So be creative and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and let's get to 1K subscribers. Thank you for watching. Till we meet again in our next video. Stay safe, take care of you. Whatever you think, you can create. So be creative and bye. Leave me a comment about the design. Which design do you prefer the most? Leave me a comment for it. Thank you and bye.